Do you recall when Jaguar got on Piers Morgan and said this about them, and Beyonce and Jay-Z threatened to sue her?
I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim
Keeping
Porter?
people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane. Unconscious. There's a lot of things that people don't want to talk about, Piers.
Listen, like I said, Jay-Z and Beyonce are not here, unfortunately, to respond to that.
I know. I'm just being honest with you.
You're perfectly entitled to your views, obviously. Kim Porter,
Yes.
a new book claims that Diddy may have been involved in her early death. What do you think of that?
I think people should really look into that more. I am friends with Albie Shore. I love him. I love his children. I knew Kim. We used to all hang out together at the Kit Kat Club back in the mid-90s when Diddy was first starting his reign. I watched that whole thing happen. And everything that Albert has been through, every attempt on his life that has been ignored by the authorities, it all leads back to Diddy.
Well, it appears that we now know why they became so agitated, and it all comes back to Cathy White, Jay's late mistress. As the saying goes, what goes on in the dark shall come to the light, and Beyonce believed she had sealed the deal when she and Jay allegedly fired Cathy White. Well, the light is finally here, darling. Word on the street is that Blue's real mother is Cathy White, and Bey and Jay are also being accused of planning Cathy's death. Cathy reportedly consented to serve as Bey's surrogate while she pretended to be pregnant and walked around with a fictitious baby belly. As it happens, they came to this understanding after Bey discovered that Jay and Cathy were secretly having an affair. But Beyonce allegedly ordered a hit on Cathy and killed her when she fulfilled her end of the bargain. One of the most outspoken individuals regarding Beyonce and Jay's alleged involvement in Cathy's death has been Jaguar Wright. Furthermore, it appears that she has no intention of slowing down anytime soon. Several news sources stated at the time of her passing that a brain aneurysm was the reason for her natural death. However, as I stated, people did not believe a word of this, and they continue to do so now. The blogger, Hollywood Street King, was the first to point out the discrepancy in Cathy's autopsy report. He was actually the one who initially revealed that Cathy and Jay were involved, and he claims that he knew there was foul play at the outset because she had contacted him days before she unexpectedly passed away from this alleged brain aneurysm, saying that her life was in jeopardy. Hollywood Street King took it upon himself to look into the true reason of her death, but he was silenced and had to remove the investigative piece he had put up on his website that described the information he had obtained. However, nothing truly ever goes away from the internet, sweetheart. I'm going to read some of the article that was recently made public in the midst of the accusations against Jay and Bey. According to the article, Hollywood Street King was the first to reveal that 28-year-old Cathy White was Jay-Z's mistress. Don't believe me? Ask Claudia Jordan. And before we go any further, Cathy's best friend was Claudia Jordan. According to reports, Jay actually met Cathy through Claudia. Hollywood Street King included pictures of Jay, Cathy, and Claudia together at the club a few weeks before her passing when he first revealed the truth about Cathy and Jay. Because Claudia has been mentioned frequently in this case, I wanted to make it clear who she was. Please remember her name. Later on, it will be significant. In any case, returning to the topic, Hollywood Street King continued, "Yesterday, I got the news that Cathy Michelle White had suddenly passed away. So I quickly began my investigation, and guess what? Cathy did not die from a brain aneurysm, as reported widely around the internet today. According to an NYPD detective who told me, Cathy's cause of death is uncertain, and later today, we will have the autopsy and toxicology reports. Right now, the death is considered suspicious. Cathy White died exactly 1 year to the day from when I broke the story of her and Jay-Z's affair." He added, "A 911 call came in from an apartment on 130 West 19th Street in Manhattan. An ambulance came and took Cathy because she was sick. They took her to the Beth Israel Hospital, and that's where she expired. It was too early to speculate that it was an aneurysm. They will be doing an autopsy later today to check out her cause of death, but someone might have given Cathy a bad joke, so they'll do a toxicology test, and we'll have to wait 2 weeks for that report. 2 weeks prior to her death, Cathy was contacted by a major tabloid that was investigating the Jay-Z connection. She gave them little information to go on, but, according to one of our sources following her conversation with the tabloid, she called Jay and told him that she was going to go public with their affair for a price. This all happened in the last 2 weeks. Then, little more than 48 hours after the announcement that Beyoncé was pregnant with Jay's baby, this young lady suddenly dies under suspicious circumstances. He mentioned that Cathy was reported dead a few days after it was revealed that Beyoncé had allegedly given birth to Blue. Did you all get that? The dates of Blue's birth and Cathy's death are a bit too opportune for the calculations that people have been conducting on their own. The fact that this video went viral showing Beyoncé's alleged baby bulge visibly collapsing like a piece of fabric as she sat down did not help either. I am positive you have not ever seen the alleged pregnant woman sitting down with what should have been a baby belly cave-in like that. Just saying. Additionally, Beyoncé just released the song Daughter last year, which some believe alludes to Blue Ivy and her reportedly having to kill Cathy White in order to keep her hidden. Beyoncé's admission in the song was that she had unalived her partner's mistress.
Allegedly, the song Daughter on Beyoncé's Cowboy Carter album.
I love that one.
Well, it's potentially a murder confession about Jay-Z's mistress, Cathy White. Yeah, buckle up. On August 28th, 2011, Beyoncé announced her pregnancy at the MTV VMAs.
Iconic.
On January 7th, 2012, Blue Ivy was born into this world. In 2016, Beyoncé dropped Lemonade. Now, as we all know, Lemonade was a true album about infidelity. Jay-Z was rumored to have a very long-time mistress. It was well known in the industry. People knew of Cathy White because of Jay-Z, okay? Yikes. So here's where it gets a little crazy. Cathy White was known to be pregnant in 2011. Shortly after giving birth, Cathy died mysteriously in her apartment of a brain aneurysm.
I have a feeling this is related.
Okay. Now, even though we saw Beyoncé's bump publicly, there's a video of Beyoncé sitting down for an interview and her whole stomach just deflates in the video. And it's very weird.
This is crazy.
If you listen to Daughter, the song completely illustrates a murder confession. The lyrics in the song say, "Your body laid out on these filthy floors, your bloodstains on my custom coutures. Bathroom attendant let me right in. She was a big fan. I tried to stay cool, but your arrogance disturbed my solitude. Now I ripped your dress and you're all black and blue. Look what you made me do." So fans are speculating that Beyoncé had Cathy White killed after Cathy White had the baby and claimed the baby as her own, and that baby is Blue Ivy.
Basically, what people are claiming is that Beyoncé got rid of Cathy and claimed Blue after she gave birth to Blue. Cathy was Bey and Jay's surrogate. This checks out for a lot of people because it also explains why Blue looks like Bey, even though she purportedly came out of Cathy. People also brought up this really sick and terrible poem from Beyoncé's song Anger, in which she sings about how she would do anything, even wearing her husband's ex-lover's skin and hair, to keep her guy.
If it's what you truly want, I can wear her skin over mine, her hair over mine, her hands as gloves, her teeth as confetti, her scalp a cap, her sternum my bedazzled cane. We can pose for a photograph, all three of us, immortalized. You and your perfect.
Jaguar Wright entered the conversation as well, and she did not hold back, as if all of this was not awful enough.
Think about Claudia Jordan right now. Claudia Jordan don't ever mention my mother name. She mentioned it yesterday. Talking about why people are afraid to come forward. You mean like you? You was Diddy girl. Corey was Jay-Z girl. Why don't you claim your friend? Claudia.
So, Jack, when you say...
When I say Corey, I'm talking about Cathy White.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was about to ask.
Jay-Z's pregnant mistress.
Yeah.
Who died of an imaginary aneurysm. Just like the woman who was best friends with Kim and Kimura, who wrote... You can't go to the boss because the boss... And the boss's boss don't get no... Can't go to the authorities. They're all bought and paid for. You could try to get a special prosecutor, but they'll just pay somebody to reassign him to another case. You go when you get f***ed over by the industry. Nowhere. That's where you go nowhere, which is where people like me step in. Right, I go to Diddy parties to walk mother out, cause ain't nobody stopping me when I come. You Sean?
Hey, man.
Weirdo. I don't get no what you got in your head, that neural link. You'll never outthink me. Ever. All I do is frustrate your AI. You can't quantify me. You can't even control your wife. You gonna handle a bit like me. You can't even control that goofy bit. You should have did a better job. Maybe she wouldn't have had to lose her mind on Cathy. Cause you ain't protecting you. You're protecting her. Wonder why?
Now, these claims are merely conjectures and have not been verified. That does not stop others from accusing Bey, though. One individual stated, "When I saw Beyonce's stomach fold over on one of those talk shows, I wondered why she was pretending to be pregnant. Then I heard that Jay-Z's mistress Cathy had died and she was pregnant. Well, 2 and 2 added up to 4 in old math. They K-worded Cathy and took her baby. I think Cathy's grave should be dug up and see if the unborn baby is still in Cathy's stomach. Something tells me it's not because Cathy's baby is Blue Ivy Carter." Another person said, "I also feel like because Cathy was actually the one with a real pregnancy that made Beyonce jealous and furious. So she decided to fake her. Well, y'all know the rest, LOL. Now though, I would want to hear your opinions. How do you feel about the claims that Beyonce and Jay-Z were responsible for Cathy's death? And do you think that Blue is indeed Cathy's child? Please share your opinions in the space provided below. And remember to click here to view this additional nasty video.